Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, saluting Earth Day on April 22nd with an ongoing commitment to help offset carbon emissions with sustainable harvesting of Missouri forests. Details at choosewood.com.
It was French fries with a Grand Marnier cheese sauce and sweet and tender lobster tail, poached in white wine and butter. It was insane.
That sounds so over the top.
It was so good.
You're sitting there eating lobster tail on top of your French fries with cheese sauce? Okay, now I'm salivating. Sauce Magazine art director Meera Nagarajan is great at talking about food. It's hard not to get hungry when she describes what she's been eating.
And, we're constantly updating every day. Restaurants are opening at such a fast rate, so we're trying to keep up with them.
Boy, who knew this would be the problem in this pandemic, is that you can't keep up with the restaurant openings. I'm Sarah Fenske. This is St. Louis on the Air. Every month, Sauce offers a hit list of recommended new restaurant openings. The last month saw quite a few. They're offering new items for local food lovers, whether a server delivers them or you get them to go. And here to discuss this month's hit list is Sauce Magazine art director Meera Nagarajan. Meera, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Meera, there's so many restaurants on this month's hit list, and frankly, so many of them sound really good. Were you surprised by that in light of just this weird moment we're in this pandemic?
Yeah, I was surprised actually, but I think everybody at Sauce is kind of learning now more than ever the kind of behind the scenes process of what it takes to open a restaurant. And a lot of that process it takes about a year for some people. So for a lot of these restaurants, the wheels were in motion, and a pandemic kind of posed the question, do I cut my losses and move on and carry this debt unemployed, or do I just double down and try to make it work?
So people had some hard choices to make here.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's also a question of people figuring out how to be efficient and observing and learning and trying to present something that is viable.
It's interesting. I know a couple of the restaurants on this list are what you guys call ghost kitchens. I love that term. For our listeners, what exactly is a ghost kitchen?
Yeah, so a ghost kitchen it's basically a concept that doesn't really have a home of its own. It operates inside of an existing kitchen. So you can get it to go, you can get it delivery, but it's a way for restaurants to test new concepts and kind of re-engage diners. Some of these restaurants have been in operation for a long time, and they need a new hook for people that are familiar with the menu. So it's a great way to get reacquainted with your customer base and also attract new people. And, maybe if something is successful, it would be a restaurant that they would eventually launch in the future.
It does make sense. There's some things that maybe just don't make sense for carryout. Like I might love to go there to dine in, but it's not the type of food that makes sense with my lifestyle right now. A ghost kitchen, that they can sort of shift. And they're doing this under new names. They're not just saying, hey, Bailey's Restaurants, we're now offering wingdings. They're suddenly saying, we're Wing Ding Dong, and we're a ghost kitchen.
That's exactly right. I mean, yeah, we tried Wing Ding Dong. And, it's like if you like Dave Bailey's Restaurants, you're going to like it. I mean, it's a chicken-centric concept. And, they do carry out. They do they're operating out of the Bailey's Range at 920 Olive Street in downtown. And we tried their smoked wings with this delicious rub on them and this Alabama white sauce that had like this vinegar horseradish in it. And their fried chicken sandwich, which I feel like we talked about this last time, but people cannot get enough of a fried chicken sandwich, and they do an excellent version. And we tried like some of their cocktails and tater tots, and it's kind of just like the craveable, if you love wings, if you love fried chicken, chicken tenders, like this is the spot. It's really good.
So for a ghost kitchen like Wing Ding Dong, if people want to follow up on this thought, do they just go to the Bailey's Range website, or they have to find the individual sites for these new ghosty ventures?
Yeah, if you want to, you can. Generally, they have a separate site where you can order online, and some of these places like Motortown Pizza, for example, which is in Brentwood, they're offering delivery within a certain radius, but you can go and I think they may have a link from their Revel Kitchen, their their main restaurant. They might have a link on their site, but if you just Google like Motortown Pizza or Wing Ding Dong, and you'll be able to find it, and you should be able to place an order online. And if you're so everybody is offering different delivery options, so it just depends on where you live and to see if that's an option for you.
And Mira, you're missing a prime opportunity for self-promotion. I will say the greatest guide to just get a handle on all the options out there is Sauce Magazine. And
Yes, we do.
Yeah, this issue
We
I have right in
definitely
front
have
of
our
me.
restaurant guide. It's still operational. We're updating it all the time to make sure we have as much current information on there as possible. So definitely go to saucemagazine.com for any of that stuff. We're constantly updating every day. Like, restaurants are opening at such a fast rate, so we're trying to keep up with them.
Boy, who knew this would be the problem in this pandemic, is that you can't keep up with the restaurant openings. So you had mentioned this Motortown Pizza. This is a ghost kitchen that's out of Revel Kitchen. That's in Brentwood. It's a well-loved place for its healthy food. And this Motortown Pizza sounds terrific. So those are two ghost kitchens for people who want to be up with the latest and greatest, Wing Ding Dong and Motortown Pizza. But I noticed there were also a lot of really interesting openings in North County this month. And I'm sure that's just a coincidence, but one of them seems like this Made by Leah. I feel like people may remember Leah Weber. She actually won TLC's Next Great Baker competition. This was back in 2014, national reality TV show. Tell us a bit about this concept she now has in Old Town Florissant.
Yeah, it's a new bakery, and you're right. She won the Next Great Baker in 2014, which helped her get to this point. And it's a really beautiful bakery. They're doing coffee, they're doing pastries, they have apparel. It's sort of like, it's super cute. And everybody there in Florissant is really loving it. I mean, if you go there, come prepped to wait, because there will be a line, and it's worth the wait. We loved her lemon meringue tarts, chocolate chip banana bread. They do donuts with rotating flavors. They have cakes. I mean, we tried this like 2-layer mini cake with funfetti. It was like a funfetti cake with this ultra airy buttercream. We were like, is this whipped cream? Why is it so light? And it was just whipped so much with air that it was just light, super fluffy. And it's a really cool space. I think it'll be one day when we're allowed to dine in like the way that we used to, if that happens sometime soon. I think it'll be one of those places that you want to go hang out in. It's such a beautiful, bright, airy space.
So that's Made by Leah. That's in Old Town Florissant, recommended by Sauce Magazine. And Mira Nagarajan, the art director, is here with us today. One of the other options in North County that caught my eye, I love Korean food. This place called Fire Chicken. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so husband and wife duo Michelle and Sung Min Baek moved from Korea in the 90s. And obviously, they wanted to do something Korean. And we love fried chicken at the office. Everybody's into it right now, especially. And what they're doing is perfectly crispy fried chicken with your choice of sauce. So we recommend their signature dish, which is the Fire Chicken Gangjang. And I think, if I'm saying this correctly, Gangjang indicates that it's a fried protein of some kind, and the sauce that it's dressed in is Michelle's fire sauce, which is a combination of jalapeno, garlic, scallion, soy sauce, just like very craveable, very sweet, sticky, a little spicy, and served with rice. And it's so delicious. And it's a tiny spot, it's carry out or delivery only in Overland. And you can't really go wrong with that. You could get other sauces. I know they have like a teriyaki, for example, which would be a great option. And their menu is small, but it's solid. Whatever you get off of there, it's going to be good. We practically tried their entire menu, and we loved everything.
I don't blame you. I mean, this all sounds so good, and this is just the perfect time to be stress eating Korean food. So that's Fire Chicken. That's in Overland. Comes highly recommended by Sauce. Another North County option. I mean, man, they are just bringing it this month. This is in St. Anne, and it's called Love at First Bite. What are they doing there?
Oh my God, they are after my heart. This place. It's comfort food to go. It's something that they are trying to offer something for everyone. So if you're gluten-free or if you're a carnivore or a vegan, they have something for you. And, one thing that really took me by surprise is a dish that we got, which was lobster on my spuds loaded fries.
Whoa.
It was French fries with a Grand Marnier cheese sauce and sweet and tender lobster tail poached in white wine and butter. It was insane.
That sounds so over the top. Like, I mean,
It was so good.
You're sitting there eating lobster tail on top of your French fries with cheese sauce. Okay, now I'm salivating.
Yeah, I mean, and it's mostly carry out. I think they have a couple stools there, but it's a pretty unassuming kind of hole in the wall spot. And their chef, Jason Lamont, is really, he knows how to cook. The food is awesome. We tried a vegan St. Paul. Could not believe it was vegan. Which is like, it's traditionally like a kind of like a fried egg based patty with either meat or vegetables in it, and you put it on white bread with lettuce, tomato, pickles, mayo, and it's so good. And this one was vegan. Couldn't believe it. And I'm talking about vegetarian or seafood. They also do brisket. They have a smoker outside, and the brisket we tried was tender, delicious, not too fatty. It was great. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite spots that we tried this month.
Wow. And speaking of vegan offerings, you've got another vegan spot on here, again, in a place that you might not think of as a prime vegan spot. This is out in St. Charles, and it's called Vegan Deli and Butcher. I understand there's a familiar name or face in the kitchen here for people who loved Utah Station.
Yeah. So Chris Bertke was the executive chef at Utah Station in Benton Park. And his new place is, they're doing hot and cold sandwiches, classic deli sides like potato salad, mac and cheese. They're doing like a mustacholi. We tried their soy-based meatball sub, which was really well seasoned, had marinara sauce and a vegan Parmesan cheese on a toasted hoagie. But they have a Reuben, they have a French dip, they have an egg salad, and it's all vegan. And if you went to Utah Station and got a taste of the kind of food that he has to offer, I think you'll be similarly impressed with what they're doing at Vegan Deli and Butcher. And in the mornings, which is a new thing different from Utah Station, I believe, is that they're serving breakfast items like donuts and muffins from a local vegan baker and coffee from Peace Love Coffee, which also shares the space with them. So it's kind of, I think it's great that it's in St. Charles. It's on Main Street, and they're doing dine-in. They have a patio. You can do carry-out. I mean, it's pretty cool. And I love that it's a new kind of offering for St. Charles.
Yeah, that is very exciting. Continuing this suburban theme here, there are a lot of good, interesting new places in the suburbs. This one caught my eye because it's named Chillax, which frankly seems like the one thing a lot of places are not really encouraging people to do right now. Even places that are letting you dine in, they're sometimes running the clock because they don't want you lingering and leaving your germs in the air. What is Chillax up to?
So Chillax is a bottle shop and tap room, a beer bottle shop. And Ashley and Archie Harmon have opened up, it's their passion project. Archie loves beer and loves brewing beer. And this year he left his career as a speech pathologist. He has a PhD in the field to open Chillax. And Ashley, his wife, is an elementary school teacher. She's helping in the evenings, on the weekends. So it's definitely a family affair and a passion project in Wentzville. And they have 30 rotating taps, so they're trying to keep it fresh, switch up the offerings whenever possible. And they also have a wide range of styles in bottles that you can buy to go, like Pilsners, stouts, shandies from local places like Rockwell, for example, Perennial, and craft breweries outside of St. Louis like Off Color Brewing. And they don't have they don't have food that they're offering, but you can get carry out and come dine there indoors or on their patio. So it's kind of it's a cool thing that they're doing in Wentzville. And I think I love that, we're seeing again, people like taking a chance and taking a risk and pursuing something, even though we're in a pandemic. It's something that they wanted to do, and they went for it.
Yeah, this seems like a really stressful time to quit your day job or to, take out a loan to try something like this. But you have to give it to the people who are doing it, and it's great to see them highlighted and so many good options here. And unfortunately, we're in our last minute here, so I don't think we're going to get to anything else on this list. But there are a few places we did not get to on Sauce Magazine's hit list, and so I want to encourage people to check that out. You can do that on Sauce's website. There's also a link on our website, which is stlpublicradio.org. And if nothing else, you need to check out this list because there's a place on it called Bijou that's offering hand-painted chocolate bonbons. And Mira, I feel like that's just the perfect thought we need to leave people with, because if there ever was a time in America that called for hand-painted chocolate bonbons, it feels like maybe we're in it. Would you agree with that?
I couldn't agree more with you. It's the chocolates that her name is Maggie Mobley. The chocolates that she's making are so gorgeous. It's such a treat to have that if you go to buy it just for yourself, or if you're buying it to gift it to somebody that you care about. It's the most beautiful, beautiful thing. They're like hand painted, like you said. They look like little jewels. She rotates the flavors. We tried a nut
and Mira,
roasted.
Unfortunately, we are out of time on that, but we will leave people wanting more and wanting those hand-painted chocolate bonbons. So
that's all you need to know. Just go get it.
There you go. So Sauce Magazine art director Mira Nagarajan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Is listening to an episode of St. Louis on the Air part of your daily routine? If so, suggest us to a friend you think might enjoy our conversations, and leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the simplest way to help new people discover our show. Thank you.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, saluting Earth Day on April 22nd with an ongoing commitment to help offset carbon emissions with sustainable harvesting of Missouri forests. Details at choosewood.com.